Oh, well, hello there.
You are late.
I am literally
you were the
early.
Last person here. You're the last person here, thus you were late.
Boom, logic.
That needs the anti-logic. There is so not logic
that
there.
actually makes sense.
That's the anti-logic. Why isn't that the untold? Fuck.
Yeah, nailed it. Like if we, don't worry, I got your back, buddy. I got your back. Like if we're all gonna go to the movies, okay, and the show starts at 10, all right, and we're all at the lobby at 9:55, and you're the last motherfucker to show up. Guess what? We're all waiting on you. Boom, lawyered.
I don't think waiting qualifies as late. It's varying degrees of early. Boom, lawyered.
Well, I need you to know that I am 100% gonna shit my pants today.
Damn it! Don't do this. Don't do this to me.
I actually will very likely be like, God, I'm actually okay. Real talk. I'm actually under the weather right now. Stomach issues.
Oh no!
I'll use the term bloat plus bubble gut.
Oh man!
Oh boy!
I hate that.
Here's a question for you. If the plural of mooses is mises, then would be the singular of Jesus is mooses. Nope. If with the
juice.
That's racist as fuck.
I've had a little bit of the sparkle spinach. Not a lot.
I don't know, man. That question puts you at least a 9 out of 10, I think.
I don't even know what the fuck you just said to me.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's a 9 out of 10.
It kind of made sense.
As soon as it came out of my mouth, I lost it. And it was gone.
If the plural of mooses is mises, is the plural of Jesus Miseses? That's what I heard come out of your fucking mouth.
Basically.
No, it's as a Mexican, I can tell you it's Huzosways.
Fuck, I was way off.
What?
Makes way more sense.
Jesus Huzosways, yeah.
Okay, all right. I know that there's actually some logic in there, I'm sure, somewhere. So I just got to beat this loop hero level first. And then we can get going. I just got to beat this loop.
Perfectly fine. Which class are you going?
Necromancer.
Yo, it's so OP though.
I know. Have you unlocked the Necromancer?
I've already beaten him with the Necromancer.
Have you?
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
I did it on stream.
My God.
I did it on stream at twitch.tv/Venalis.
Yeah, but I had you muted because, well, listen, I don't want to get personal or anything. It's just that.
It's because I'm trash. I get it. No, so does the rest of my community.
Well, okay, as long as I didn't have to say it out loud.
I've literally been watching my stream die and he's bringing it here.
All right. God. Suck it up.
I don't even know how the fuck I'm going to recover.
Yes.
Oh my God. Here?
What? I'm sorry. Would you like the calmer version? I got you. Don't worry.
Wow. I don't think I've ever heard the calmer version.
You haven't heard this song?
No. What?
Yeah. I'll let it play.
So nice.
He needs gift subs from you. From me.
Oh my God.
And over there in the corner.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Fucking
I have
amazing.
cover songs, bro.
That's actually genuinely impressive to have cover songs.
If you need a saxophone for that, you give me a call.
Ooh, damn.
Shit. Okay.
Sax would go so good with that.
Really would.
Hold on, I gotta order some Buffalo Wild Wings real quick.
No, you just said that you have bubble guts diarrhea. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So maybe I should explain. I bloat really bad about once every 3 months. It's painful. I'll show you a picture of like.
I think I've seen that picture, man. It's insane.
So
is that the when your stomach got really hard that one stream? Yeah.
So it is either I take a laxative and I shit myself, which let's face it, laxatives don't taste good.
Yeah.
But Buffalo Wild Wings do, and I get the same result.
I hate how much logic that makes.
I think it's fair.
I really hate all the sense that statement makes.
We're just laying it out on the table.
No, that's fair. All right, we'll let it pass. Especially because I guess for fuck's sake. Okay. Now, I've been trying a new system where I spend less of the day writing for Mar because I burn myself out, but I got like super Omega inspired today and spent the whole day super duper writing. I wrote so much that we have a double narrative intro for the first time ever.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna meme about like, did you really super write, or did you write about necromancers and rangers?
No, yeah, we got a double narrative intro because I got hit with the old inspiration bug, and I wrote like 5 different fucking storylines at once, and figured I would write some into the narrative camera.
Slap my ass and call me Milton's punishment stick.
Oh,
Whoa. Heyo.
boy,
Gachi fucking W.
didn't like that one.
What happens at TwitchCon stays at TwitchCon.
Yeah, please keep that at TwitchCon, okay?
What happens at TwitchCon equals Milton running away from me on the fucking street.
Okay, listen.
Wait, yeah.
Listen,
that's
that
actually a
95,
story. That's
95
actually a story.
milligrams. 95 milligrams does that to a man, all right?
Especially 95 milligrams before the tolerance that you've built up now. That was like, that was
Oh my
early
God.
days.
Today, that would put me in a coma. Back then, it made me insane.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know where I was or anything. Well, let's fucking recap up in this.
Yeah,
bitch.
let's do it. Okay, so I will start by welcoming folks to our tabletop RPG stream called Monsters Ain't Real, where we use the Dungeon World rule set to enjoy some good old-fashioned RPG fun set in a pirates and swashbucklers universe. To anyone new, all the old episodes are up on the YouTubes, although that doesn't mean that you can't just hang out and enjoy the session anyways. We will start with a little itty bitty recap. It's not too big because a lot of the time was spent being scared about getting stabbed in the neck. Last time you guys,
we did spend like 2 hours with that. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
you guys made your way to the Tower of Vartalon, and you met one of the front gate guards, a person named Name Person, or Name Person. That's what it was. The words look very similar when you have them spelled out in front of you. Name Person showed you around, told you some of the rules, and hazed you a bit by threatening to stab you in the neck with a knife if you make any mistakes at all ever. You later talked to the firekeeper instructor named Adius, a rather fat man with a relatively pleasant disposition, who informed you that Name had been hazing you and that not everything he had told you was real. You were far less likely to get stabbed in the neck with a knife than Name had you believe. Then you went and had your first day of classes where you showed off a little bit and impressed the instructors with your expertise in your respective fields. And that is basically where we left off. And we're going to come back to you guys doing, like your training montages. And each of you will flash through 3 of your classes as we see you train. The catch is that the other players will describe the classes that you take. With that said, it's time for the double feature of Narrative Camera. There is a place right now where a family is setting up lunch. The parents are preparing a warm, home-cooked meal, and the children are helping to set up the table. And there is love in that place. There's a place right now where 2 people just met, and they will become best friends. They will become the best friends they've ever had. Right now, it's just a friendly meeting with a hint of knowing, a gleam caught in one another's eye. But in time, they will become each other's most dependable and trusted friend. And there is love in that place. And there's another place right now where lovers are going on a trip together. They're on the road to their destination, traveling through sights they've never seen, experiencing it together and growing closer than ever before. And there is unquestionably love in that place. There's yet another place where a person works on their passion. It is a simple wood carving, but they carve it with such delicate care that their emotions flow from them into the wood itself. and from lifeless wood is carved a work of true beauty. There is love in that place as well. These are the places with little or no conflict. These are the places where everyday people live and love and create the places that we grow up in, the places that we grow old in. These are the places that teach us how to love each other, how to love ourselves. They are beyond counting, and they are beyond value. While you are on your adventure, I want you to think about the things that give you love in your life. And I want you to protect those things. Pick a moment in this adventure, a moment that meant something to you. Someone that you met, something you did, something you saw, and hold on to that. Because you will need it. Speaking of moments and people, we move into the second feature of the narrative intro. We see a small spaceship land on a dusty planet. The ship is boxy and sputters black smoke as it roughly touches down on the red dusty soil. A walk ramp extends down to the dirt, and we see the boots of a tried and tested sheriff descend. The camera pans up, and we see the face of Kirby, Sheriff of Quinton. His face has no tears. His wide eyes are narrowed in anger and determination. He has come home, and he isn't about to let Volos get away with any of this. His boots step heavy onto the dirt of his home planet of Cowhearth. He adjusts his big white hat, far too big for his head, as it was sliding down his forehead, and he grabs onto his belt and hoists his pants up a bit too. Then he positions his hand over his revolving laser pistol. He stands there, silent as the grave, as a cold wind blows by and a tumbleweed rolls on past. He stands there, staring straight forward, knowing what's coming. Long minutes pass and it looks like whatever he was waiting for is not going to happen. But then the sky darkens. A low, rumbling laugh echoes through reality. The shadows coalesce from all around into a singular shape in front of him. A portal forms from the shadows, and a red line carves through the center. The red line expands, and out walks the nightmare-given flesh, the calamity of plains, Volos, the hurter of his friends. Volos laughs, and black smoke flows from his hands and forms into two horrific demonic serpents. Kirby takes a step forward, and the snakes rush towards him. Quick as lightning, he draws the laser pistol, thinks of his friends, and fires off 2 laser rounds into these ink-wrought beasts. The beasts vaporize as the rounds hit them. Volos takes a step back in surprise. Then he regains his composure, and he weaves a massive demonic gargoyle with a flaming blade which charges at Kirby. Kirby fires a single shot straight through the heart of the beast, but unfortunately the beast has enough strength to smash down on Kirby with a sickening blow. The fiery blade explodes a foot away from Kirby's head, and the beast is flung backward as it dies from its wound. Kirby never breaks eye contact with Volos, marching ever forward towards his foe, the enemy. Tired of playing with him, Volos decides to simply crush him with raw magic spells. We see through the narrative vision, tendrils of white ink constrict around Kirby. But as quickly as they wrap, they are unraveled and fall apart. Volos then weaves red, blue, green, and gold, all of which fall away. Spikes, balls, discs, obscure spells meant to rend the mind of the enemy. Raw power, all of it smashes against an invisible shield around Kirby. Between volleys of spells from Volos, Kirby takes shot after shot with his laser pistol, each shot impossibly impacting and damaging Volos. Then, when he's in point-blank range to Volos, he looks right into Volos' toothy maw, raises his pistol, takes a single shot. The camera goes dark, and we hear Volos roar in pain. And we're back with you guys.
What?
Well, I mean, it seems like the campaign's over. Kirby took care of it for us. Very good.
Done and done.
See you next week, everyone, with a new story.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
Someone drank their coffee today.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fucking excited over that shit.
Oh my God. I have a question for the group.
You got me splintering my own fucking theories on that shit. I love it.
Right, that's the thing.
I'm just glad that most of us were nice to Kirby.
The majority. 100%.
Or at least he did get wise to the people who were not so nice.
Our love language is bullying. Yeah. But so our goal is to bring all the inks back together, right?
Yep.
Is to destroy the universe so that it's a new universe that's like the old one, the first one.
Yep.
Well, I mean, now are we? Because then are we going to kill everyone that we know and love? Is that the?
It's more like recombining everyone into their previous
like
form.
their carbon atoms will still be there, just a part of something else.
Do you think their souls will be retained?
I mean, let's not get too caught up in the particulars.
Now I'm getting real concerned.
Matter can be neither created nor destroyed. Isn't that all we need to know? Come on. I'm sure it'll still be there.
Oh, man.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so describe our current setting.
Yeah, so you guys are spending some time at the Tower of Vartalon. Oh, yeah, I guess we can go down here. You guys are spending some time at the Tower of Vartalon. You've been having some classes. You've been learning some things. You've been learning how to control your magics better. Slump, you're not really learning anything here, right? You're already a cutter. You're already a fully trained cutter. I think a lot of the people here are not super... What happened to the music?
It died.
Yes, stop it.
Oh,
There
roll
it is.
20, never change.
Beat me to it.
It's still
I hear it.
roll 20. You guys can hear it?
I hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I can't, and unfortunately,
Refresh.
It's my
refresh
stream.
your Thingy.
Yeah.
oh my goodness, roll 20.
Well,
Why do you got to do this to me?
I can hear it.
Why do you got to do this to me?
You're good. It's good. I can hear it. That's all that matters.
Top priority.
My goodness. Okay.
Hey, you know what? Don't worry. Nothing's going to take off track of that intro, man. That was a good fuck.
I'm glad you liked it. Now, do I spoil a little detail about about the intro?
You said a thing that has me worried.
Do I spoil something?
Do it.
You won't.
It was not a dream.
Okay.
I figured that would be one of the first thoughts, is that it was a dream. It was not a dream.
Was it a
Super
computer
glad.
program?
What was that?
Simulation.
Were they on the holodeck? Was it a
No,
computer
yeah, it
program?
was not a fabrication.
Okay.
It was not a dream or, a sci-fi simulation of a dream.
So glad most of us were nice to him.
Taking care of business, Kirby.
Okay. Okay, yeah, the music is going. We're good. So that's what we're talking about, Slump. You don't learn things, right? You're already a fully done cutter. You're you're probably training as a cutter still wherever you can, wherever they let you, because you do kind of put everybody off a little bit. Like you are.
I'm assuming that they're probably kind of a little uncertain around me, like a gaggle of impalas or something suddenly having to deal with a lion, like one thing they're not supposed to be dealing with is now literally living amongst them. Yeah, and it's like, as much as nobody likes to think of it this way, the cutters are kind of like jailers, right? A little bit. Like when they have reason and dispatch, they can leave the island, but they can't just leave because they want to.
Yeah, and the cutters. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah. Go ahead.
I was like, the cutters super remind me of the Templars in Dragon Age.
Yes, it's really kind of similar to that. And so the one place that they kind of get to forget about that and pretend like they have their total freedom and that they're doing their own thing is in the tower. So to have a cutter in the tower is kind of like this reminder that they are not almighty and all powerful and doing whatever the fuck they want. Like, they are kept here by the cutters and they couldn't leave if they wanted to. And so you're met with a little bit of, just people are not a big fan of you necessarily at the start. Sure. What kind of things do you think you're doing, Slump, when you're hanging out? So everyone else is going to classes. You are welcome to go to those classes as well. Sure. But yeah, what do you think you're doing? What you don't really have any direction. Nobody's telling you what to do.
Yeah, that's a good question. Because initially I was gonna say that like I would try to find the most combat oriented part of the school, like whatever is the least dependent on whatever is the least dependent on magic. Does that make any sense? Like, yep. What part of the school is least dependent on magic, that's the part that I would be hanging out in.
Oh, I got you. Like just so that you feel more comfortable there.
And so I could try to pick something up, like learn a lesson or two.
Oh, you want to pick up some?
Like if there's any part of the school where any sort of combat is taught, like hand-to-hand combat, not completely dependent on magic, Slump would try to hang out there to like audit it, see if he can pick up something to augment his own skill set.
Okay. I think probably. Let's see. The Villa Magi are kind of non-combat oriented, but they literally turn into animals and run around the woods. So I think probably one day you go to hang out with the Villa Magi, and then they all turn into like cougars and wolves and wild boars, and they just take off into the forest. And I have this mental image of Slump kind of like running with a bunch of people, being like, oh, yeah. And then they all turn into animals and they just scatter and take off into the forest, and Slump is kind of by himself. Be like, oh, this sucks.
Oh, man. Slump can't do that.
Exactly. So I think Villa Magi is one of your early ideas, but the people, like, it's just not going to fucking work. You're not an animal. So I think probably eventually you wind up with, so the Fire Keepers are the most combat oriented, but it's exclusively magic.
Okay.
The Conjurers are also kind of combat because they manifest things into reality and then fight with those. So it's kind of like fighting. It's just the things that they're fighting with were manifested through raw magic. And it's super weird, because these are the guys that you saw throwing spoons against the wall. And like, it's just so weird. It's like they fight with spoons and they throw ladles at you. And it's really weird combat, but the spoons hurt like way more than they should hurt. And so I think that's probably where you do a lot of your training is with the Conjurers and their weavings of spoons. And you're just fucking batting spoons out of the way, a little bit of close quarter combat. Sometimes they're throwing spoons at you and you're fucking dodging them and whacking them out of the way and shit. But they hurt way more than the person throwing a spoon at you would. So there's definitely, these are some magic ass spoons, man. And so then I think we can do the other three party members. You guys are doing your training. And I think we'll just basically go down the list. So all the rest of you, well, we'll just do it. Galdric, we're doing your Reaper lessons, your water magic based lessons. Just to refresh everybody, your classroom is like a big hallway donut of water with a boat in it. Here, let's draw it somewhere. Let's just draw it on the map so that you guys have some kind of an idea of what I'm talking about. So basically, that's the center stairway. That's the hall, and then there's water all in here kind of thing. If you guys can see that.
Yep.
And then outside, there are these little balconies that look out over the ocean. That's basically what the classroom looks like. There's a little bit of a walkway around the stairwell. There's a little bit of a walkway around the perimeter of the room. The center of the room is just a big old donut of water. This is where you're training Galdric, learning how to basically be a water bender.
Okay.
And the rest of the party is going to come up with the
Oh fuck.
So
I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah. So your teacher is Australia. She's this kind of refined older woman. And Lou, what is one of the tests that Galdric has to do? What is one of the school classroom days that he has?
I would just, before we start this shit, I want to be very clear. I'm going first, which means you fuckers are next.
Okay, keeping it in mind. I think that so the water in the kind of moat around the classroom is big water, right?
Yeah, it's quite deep. It's 20 feet deep and probably 30 feet wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot
that's
of water.
A lot for a beginner to deal with.
They know I'm 3 feet tall, right?
Oh, no. Don't drown. So I think maybe one of the lessons is one day the classroom is enchanted to be raining. It's raining inside the classroom.
Yeah.
And there's maybe a little drawbridge so that he can walk from the stairwell to one of the balconies kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's got to walk from the stairwell to the balcony without getting wet.
Ooh, that's so good.
Manipulate the rain and not get wet.
That's so good. So basically, I'll draw it in brown for the drawbridge.
Start with the little bitty waters and then move up to the big water.
Yeah.
I'll get my fucking dice. Jesus Christ. All right. This is fucking neat, to be fair, but god damn it.
You can do it. I believe in you. Just walk in between the raindrops. It'll be fine.
So Galdric, you show up to class one day, and it's usually quite peaceful. The water is very serene. There's usually a boat sitting in the water. And Australia is usually, let me get a picture for Australia. She's usually hanging out kind of on the opposite side from you. There's Australia. So she's hanging out on the balcony that overlooks the ocean. And you kind of show up that day. And as per usual, you just kind of show up. And she doesn't say anything. She just holds her hand up, stop there. And then she kind of points her hand up. And the whole room just starts pouring rain into the water. It's quite loud with all the water just splashing into the moat. And you do see that drawbridge is kind of between you. And she kind of holds up one finger and she's like, "Don't get wet."
I kind of look at her a little confused and I'm like, do I understand what she wants me to do, but don't get wet?
I think so. I think it's pretty obvious. She means come across the bridge and don't let yourself get rained on. So bend the water away.
Okay, I would initially take off my jacket and hold it over my head like a raincoat.
She's like, no umbrellas.
No.
Clever.
Oh,
clever. No umbrellas.
Oh. Okay. This is like so advanced. Do you realize like how difficult this would be for like a water? You're trying to control little droplets of water by the thousands per second. Like, are you kidding me?
Day one.
Maybe the important part isn't that you do it successfully; it's that you try.
All right. So I'll try to do it. I will try to. I don't know if I would try to manipulate each water drop that's trying to hit me. I would think I would try to. I guess I would try to produce like some sort of. I don't know what I would do here.
If you could control water, if that's the whole idea, couldn't you control its temperature? Couldn't you cause any water coming within an inch of your body to instantly boil or something like that?
Maybe, but I don't know if I control temperature.
True.
I've got an idea. Okay. I'm gonna try to pull the water that's like, in the pool.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to get like some form of a imagine an umbrella. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a water umbrella, but the water umbrella is gonna be spinning. So when it catches the raindrop, it just flicks it off or absorbs it into a bigger umbrella.
Oh my goodness.
That's a good idea.
That's a pretty good idea.
You know what? That's such a fucking cool idea. You get to roll plus charisma, and you get to roll at advantage.
Okay.
Because that's such a fucking cool idea.
All right, big bucks, no whammies.
Big butts, big butts.
Big butts, no whammies.
Big butts, no whammies. Oh my god, that's already very good.
Nice.
Okay, and bam. I will take the first roll, please, Alan.
So yeah, I think it is an absolute full success. Give me a little flavor on how you do this, because you 100% do it exactly how you want to with that roll.
Mm-hmm. I would say I'll just give me some good classic, Katara water bending,
Yeah.
Where I kind of grab it and I'm like twisting the water, and then I kind of want to like almost like toss it up like a pizza.
Yeah.
And then it just stays there. Like I'm like focusing on it because I'm not a master yet.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on it. I'm like very carefully like, is this gonna fucking work? I don't know. I don't want to do it. Am I doing it? I've already forgot your name, but am I doing it, Teach?
So basically what you have is a Dragon Ball Z Destructo disc of water.
Yeah.
Yes. That is fucking amazing. So yeah, I think as you hold this Destructo disc of water that kind of spins and just whips away all the water around you, you can see she gets just a tiny bit of a wry smile on her face, like, I just told you no umbrellas. But combined with like this, like, all right, just water Destructo disc. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And you get to the other side, and she's like, that's not how I would have done it, but that was a truly impressive use of movement of water. The spinning almost seemed superfluous, but you certainly did something I wouldn't have thought someone of your skill could do.
Can I want to be like, yay! And then I lose focus and it splashes on me.
Yeah, just that 1 second of realizing that you've done it right, and then just the whole Destructo disc comes down on you.
Oh, come on!
I think you spend the day standing on the balcony with her, and she shows you this thing where she kind of sticks out her hand, and you're looking out at the ocean, and you just see the ocean rolling in, rolling out, crashing against the shore, going back. And the longer she holds her hand out, the more you see the ocean not roll into the rocks so much, until after maybe 15 minutes, the swell of the ocean has stopped, and it almost looks as still as a lake. And then she's like, see if you can feel that, Galdric. And she lets go, and slowly the ocean begins rolling and crashing into the rocks again. Roll plus charisma, Galdric, just once to see how well you can kind of get in tune with the ocean. Okay, an 8. That's not bad. I think when you reach out for the ocean, it is overwhelming. Like, you do actually manage to kind of connect with it, but it feels like this force that is a billion times stronger and bigger than you, and you have to kind of let go because it feels like it would take over you. The ocean is too big and too powerful. And I think at that, basically that day comes to a close.
Okay.
Another couple days go by, you have another couple lessons, you spend time trying to feel for the ocean. Every time it's just way too strong, it's too much. You're like, holy fuck. Nobody, controlling water you can kind of understand, but controlling the ocean seems literally impossible. And you get better at moving the water in this classroom, but the ocean seems impossible. And then a couple days later, you have a new lesson planned out for you. Slump, why don't you describe what Galdric's next lesson is?
So I think his next lesson is basically wave pool. I imagine getting as tall of waves as could possibly go around the donut pool.
Yeah.
And I think his task is sort of to try to, because like the first thing he did when he got up there, wasn't it that he had to try to pull a dinghy through the water?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so I think here it would basically be the same thing. It's learning to pull a boat when there's, fucking 30-foot swells.
Okay.
And the idea being that even if waves don't matter, he probably won't know that or won't believe it at first. Sort of like Luke Skywalker trying to take the X-wing out of the swamp.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be impossible, so you defeat yourself in that way.
Yeah.
And so I think his task would be to manipulate something in the water. When the waves are 30 feet tall.
Okay, perfect. I love this. So I think over the course of days, every day, like other than that time where the drawbridge was down, every other day there's been no drawbridge. There's just been the stupid boat in the middle of the water, and she always points to it and asks you to summon it to yourself, Galdric. And for the first couple days, like it was fucking impossible. You just sit there and be like, and it wouldn't come over to you. Over time, though, you got it where the boat would kind of drift over, and now you've kind of learned to get one good tug, and the boat just kind of drifts the rest of the way too. So it looks like you're pulling it the whole way, but really it's just kind of got momentum from that one pull.
Okay.
So I think she kind of caught on to this a little bit, and so when you arrive the next day, there are huge waves in here, big old fucking waves. It's kind of splashing onto the little landing platform that you stand on when you come into the classroom. And there's the boat there, impossibly sitting in the middle. Like the boat isn't moving around. It's sitting in its stationary position as the waves kind of roll under it. And as the waves go down, you can just see her with a big smile on her face looking at you, like a big shit-eating grin, like, yeah, try that now, wise guy. And she's got her hand out in that classic position of go ahead and call the boat. So I want you to describe to me how you mentally get over the fact that the boat will not just glide towards you now. You will need to pull the boat towards you.
Okay, so I want to make sure I understand the theory of reaping. I'm not controlling the boat. I'm controlling the water, which controls the boat, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I deliberately said that fucked up to try to trip you up.
This is okay. I'm gonna do this in the dumbest possible way, aka the best Galdric kind of way I can think of. So at an impulse, I'm gonna try to fucking Red Sea Moses the waves, but I'm gonna angle the water so the ship comes right at me.
Oh my god.
And I'm hoping I fuck up the angle so the ship just like has way too much momentum.
Smart.
That's amazing. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll say go ahead and roll plus charisma and add a +1 to it for the good idea. That's pretty damn clever.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god, another 11? All right. I mean, I think it just fucking works perfectly, man. Rather than
her shit-eating grin, I do it right back. I'm like, yeah!
Yeah, I think that, yes, that's perfect. I think, you see these waves and you see her grin and you're like, oh, fuck, there's no way it's just going to glide. And then, yeah, you have this flash of brilliance where like, oh, shit, what if I just make it a ramp? And with one wave, you just kind of push the water in to form a big old wave, and the boat just slides down it and rockets right towards you. And I think, yeah, it probably works too good, and the boat shoots right towards you. You sidestep, and it just kind of crashes into the hallway behind you. And I think, yeah.
I don't know what it's from, but the gif of the guy where he just like has that stupid like, oh fuck, and he holds a single thumbs up. He's like, yeah.
I think as you do that, the waves like almost just immediately calm. The waves completely disappear. The pool goes back to completely ice calm. And you see her standing there with the face expression of a golf clap. And I think again you kind of go out to the balcony. Once you kind of, I think you have to manually haul the boat back into the water because there's no way you can get there's nothing that you can do with the water at this point. So you just have to like manually wrench the boat out of the hallway back into the water. Some other students are like trying to go to their class, and you've literally plugged up the entire stairwell. So some other students help and push the boat into the water. And then you're able to manipulate the water to push the boat over to Australia again.
Stupid fucking boat.
I'm trying to get to class. I'm gonna be late. They're gonna stab me in the neck with a knife.
Oh, in that case, I stopped moving the boat.
And you get over to Australia, and once again, it's the same thing where you try to feel the ocean. Go ahead and roll plus charisma. A 10. This time you can kind of feel it. Like you can kind of feel where that control comes in. You realize that it's a little bit of a dance with the ocean. You can't just grab the ocean and have it do what you want. You have to kind of ease into the swells of the ocean and understand how it's moving and to use that to your advantage. And I think you're unable to really move the ocean much, but you can understand how it happens, and it's not so completely overwhelming anymore. Another couple days go by. You do more training, more moving the water around. You're starting to get an actual feel for it. Like, I think the pool in the classroom is pretty manageable now. Like, you can manipulate the water in there. That 20 feet by 30 feet kind of donut, you kind of got that shit locked down pretty good now. Mr. Vincent Locke, what would his final test be? Well, final in this series of 3.
Okay, well, I'm thinking of just combining some of the previous lessons with a twist. But also because he's registered as the Galdric Stout. I think Australia would come up with something that would be like, okay, like, let's put you in a scenario where the skill would be useful and helpful, but it's definitely going to test you.
Yeah.
So I imagine, and I don't know if this is possible, but is there like a practice area off the coast of the island?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, kind of all the water off the island is technically practice area. It's all fair game.
Okay, so I imagine like Galdric shows up in the pool area, and like Australia just kind of points to like the bay, like here.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Like that bay.
Yep.
And he sees kind of like a dummy ship, like a dummy sailing ship. Like there's no like bare minimum, maybe like a smaller than the Bane.
Yeah.
And just kind of like a flat deck, no podium or anything like that.
Gotcha.
No, like there's a helm, but that's about it. And basically, when he approaches, he's put on the deck, and Australia and another mage stand off the coast, and it's a fire mage. So the idea here is that it's going to be kind of like a storm scenario, like the wave pool.
Ooh, okay.
but the fire mage is there to breach the hull. And his job is to keep the boat afloat, but he also gets bonus points if he does something useful with the water that is flooding into the ship.
I love that idea. That is such a good idea.
I'm sorry.
This is such a good idea. Okay. So, Galdric, you show up to class one day, and Australia is on your side of the classroom, and she's just like, "Come with me." She takes you downstairs. She takes you out to the bay, and there's a small ship out there. Definitely nothing like the Bane, not nearly that big, but a ship that would take your kind of attention to handle solo. And she explains, she's like, "Now, Galdric, this boat's a little bit bigger than you're used to, but that should be fine. You don't need to control the ocean. You can sail standard to get out into the bay. When you get out there, we're going to create a storm for you. And my friend here, Adius, the instructor of the fire keepers, is going to burn some holes in the boat."
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, he's going to try to sink you out in the bay.
While I'm on it?
Yeah, you'll be on it, and he's
Are there
going
sharks
to.
in the water? I don't like sharks.
Well, listen. Yes, there are sharks in the water.
Oh, okay.
Probably not very many, really. Just one or two. And what I want you to do is to stay afloat as best you can as he punctures the boat. And if you can come up with something clever to do with all the water coming in, maybe some bonus points.
Oh, I like those. I can redeem those.
You can redeem those for moan bark farts.
What'd you just call me?
What? I'm sorry, I had something stuck in my throat. I said for extra rations at the kitchen.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. And with that, you kind of set off to sail on your own. You sail out to the center of the harbor, and I think you kind of see Australia start to make some motions, and the ocean becomes quite rocky, and it is like trying to sail in a rough sea. You end up just kind of doing kind of donuts in the bay, trying to catch the wind and manage the swells, and then this like beam of pure fire just erupts from Adius's finger and burns a massive hole in the boat, and you immediately start taking on water, and you think to yourself, all right, time to go to work. And then 3 more beams come out as he drills 3 more holes in the boat, and you see Australia kind of be like, oh, that's enough. That's quite a thing. Thank you. That's quite enough.
Okay.
And now you have 4 giant burned holes in the hull that are very quickly taking on water.
Okay. All right. How do I solve this one? Okay. So the first thing, okay, so can you tell me whereabouts the holes are? I mean, obviously I'm assuming they're below the water line.
Yes, yeah. So I think here, I'll mark them. So I think the first one was kind of up near the front.
Okay.
And the other 3 were kind of all in a line near the back.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, God, I don't know how this is gonna work. Okay, so the water that's flooding in, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have the water that's in. I'm not gonna worry about the water that's in because obviously we're not fully sunk yet.
Yeah.
First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to raise the ship as if I'm creating like a pedestal of water.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm trying to raise the ship so now the holes that are there are now above the water line.
Okay.
Wow.
That's fucking cool as hell. Damn, that's a good idea. Okay.
So that's gonna be the first thing I do.
Yeah.
Then from there, the water that is inside of it. Now, back to Slump's original shenanigans. Do I control the temperature of water, or just the flow
I think
of water?
just the flow and movement of water.
Okay. In that case, I would. I mean, the water that's inside the boat, there's nothing really flashy I can do with it. The only thing I would say that I would do with the water that's now inside the boat after I have lifted the boat, is I would float it out the hole and down to act kind of like just like an additional propulsion to keep us up, sort of thing.
I will say one little thing as you kind of let's roll to create this pedestal of water first. Go ahead and roll plus charisma to see if you can kind of raise the boat to get those holes above the water line. Okay, yep, mixed success. I say it's quite difficult to get kind of the front and back out of the water at the same time. You have to kind of roll the whole ship, and that's almost too unwieldy. So I think you struggle and you continue to take on a little bit more water as it kind of rocks back and forth. And as it rocks, you kind of look up and you see that he lit the top of the mast on fire. So your ship is now actually burning from the top as well.
All right. In that case, the water that is in the boat, I would try to lift that up and, try to put out the fire.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and roll plus charisma to see if you can put out the water at the top of the mast. My God. Wow. Okay. That's a strong bonus you have to charisma, man. A 4 and a 1 gives you mixed success. Very nice. So I think what you do is not totally pretty. This is beyond the norm for lessons. Like, this is something that you have not had to do before. So now you're trying to lift the boat out of the water, roll it to one side to keep the holes above the water line, and take the water that is coming into the boat and send it up the mast to put out the fire that is trying to burn your sails. And I think it kind of works. I think a lot of the water just kind of shoots out of the boat. It doesn't climb up the mast. Some of it kind of just sprays off the top and doesn't get the fire at all. You do every now and then bob back and take in a bunch more water. But after, fighting with it for probably 20 minutes of just like excruciatingly exhausting work to try to keep the boat from going under, you notice that the boat is just held still. All the fires go out, and the water refuses to enter into the boat anymore, as you are kind of escorted back to shore by Australia with her magic. And when you get back, she's like, well, that was actually quite well done, Galdric.
4 holes!
Adius is like, I might have gotten a little carried away. I thought it would be kind of fun. You seemed like you knew what you were doing. I thought maybe, 1 wasn't quite enough, and maybe 4 would be fun. Did you not have fun out there?
Yeah, no, it was great. I definitely won't remember that for future reference.
Okay. All right. Well, you did very well. I made it a little bit hard for you, but you did a good job. I think
thanks.
you just may be a passable reaper after all.
I squint.
I think as you squint, Australia squints too. And she's like, I think that'll be my call to make. Thank you, Adius. And he heads back inside to go teach his class. And she takes you back up to the classroom, back up to where you can see out over the ocean. And you see your boat is still out in the harbor. And she says, all right, Galdric, I want you to really try to feel the ocean this time. I want you to see if you can move the waves and control the tides in some way. I know you can feel it. When I reach out there, when you're trying, I can tell you've got a hold of it. I want you to try to control it this time.
If my ship wasn't in the harbor, I wanted to summon my ship so it just crashes into that one. Oh my God, did I do it? Okay. Okay, no, I'll try. I'll try.
All right, roll at advantage because you've been doing this for a while.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, weird.
A pair of 9s, so mixed success. I think this time you reach out to the ocean, you grab it, You let it go when it pushes, and as it eases off, you kind of pull on the ocean. And at this point, you're just kind of focusing on that motion of pulling on the ocean when it gives. Like when it's not pressing against you and it gives, you pull on it. And you're just focusing on this over and over and over as the tide goes out, as the pressure releases, you pull on it and you take advantage of that moment of relaxation. And then you open your eyes and you see the whole ocean kind of heaving against the rocks. And you realize that this is a very unusual tide. And you see Astraea with her eyes quite wide open. And she's like, Galdric, that's quite a maneuver. That's quite a lot of ocean. You can let go now.
No, I want to keep getting more power.
Okay, this is... Huh? Galdric, these have never been funny jokes since the first day you came in here. No, they've never
funny.
been... It's really not, okay?
We can remake the world together.
No.
Person's in the door.
These are not... Name! Get your discipline knife!
We can do it together.
Someone call me.
You just see it's like he was already there. His head just kind of pokes around the corner and you can see a little gleam of his freshly sharpened knife. He's like, yes?
No. There was...
Did somebody need me?
No one needed you. Go away. No one likes you.
No? All right, I'll just go back to hiding in this corner there.
I can see you. You're under a lamp.
See me. No, you can't see.
There's a lamp right above you.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, no, a little bit more to the left.
Okay, can you see me now?
Now you're a little bit more in the shadow, yeah.
Okay, it looks pretty well hidden now.
You're, yeah.
I'll just take one more step.
Well, there's that problem solved.
I think he fell down the stairs.
It's fine. Nobody likes him. He's horrible. He's awful. He told me one time that if I was late to class, he was going to stab you in the neck. I was like, wow, that's really messed up. Anyways, so go on.
Oh my God, Dobby, are you okay?
I accidentally stabbed the student in the neck on my way down the stairs. Hey, Mono. I'll just take it outside. And Astraea, she gives you kind of a knowing nod that you're very well on your way to being a Reaper. Right now, you are kind of like a first degree Reaper. You technically have control of the ocean, and you have very deft control over water in general. Anything that's not the overwhelming ocean, you've got pretty damn good control of. And with that, I think we'll move. Unless is there anything else you'd like to do, Galdric, during your classes or anything during your time doing your lessons?
I mean, no. I don't want to take up much more time. I've already taken up quite a bit.
Perfect. Okay, Lou, it's your turn. You are with the Helimancers. Your teacher is the gender non-binary individual named Abaris.
Abaris. Okay.
And I think you show up to class one day, and the first day you showed up, they literally just stabbed a person and had you heal the person. And I think it's never been as intense as that. Yeah, like it's been back to just kind of standard. That was kind of a shock and awe first class. A lot of it now is just kind of generic healing of sick people who come in, or identifying maladies and saying what the remedy would be. And
cool.
A lot of it is very standard healthcare and healing kind of work. It might be a little bit boring sometimes, but it's always something new. And Galdric, I think you get to come up with the first lesson that we kind of pause on. What's the first lesson that Lou has to do as a Helimancer?
God, I don't fucking know. Helimancer. Okay.
If you want, I can do the first one.
Please.
Okay, sure, yeah.
So I think the thing that I'm trying to think of a way to sort of conceptualize this in tech. Maybe you can help me sort of word it. Basically, when you become a paramedic in like the fucking like jump squadrons in the military, one of the things you have to learn how to do is give yourself an IV.
Oh my god.
What I want to think of something is like for Lou to have to practice healing magic while experiencing varying degrees of different kinds of pain. Like rather than just focusing on healing someone, she has to focus on healing someone, herself or someone else, while under varying like degrees and tests of pain, whether it's a burning sensation or they cause some sort of like internal bleeding or something like that.
Yeah.
Like some type of test that it will expose her to varying levels of excruciating pain, and then she has to like see how well she can heal herself or someone else while experiencing it.
Yep, I think that's perfect.